Our friends at SEO.com pulled together some pretty detailed information about the factors that impact your appearance in SGE, and I'm going to share 5 of them with you in this video. With Google SGE, or Search Generative Experience, you see AI responses to your queries alongside the non-AI results, which I'll refer to lovingly as the traditional search results. While the overarching principles of SEO haven't changed, like creating helpful content that answers people's questions, there are several factors you need to understand in order for your website to appear in the SGE and traditional search results. I'll explain what each factor is and what you can do to get your website in shape for it. Who knows? Maybe you've been doing everything right all along. So the first SGE ranking factor is AI models. It's not as vague as it seems. Google confirmed that it uses multiple large language models, LLMs, to make SGE possible. LLM refers to a type of AI trained on very large datasets to generate responses. You feed it tons and tons of info from sources like the internet, and it uses that info to generate its responses. The LLMs that we know Google uses in SGE are PaLM 2, MUM, and Gemini. PaLM 2 is quite the conversationalist and can be helpful with advanced reasoning, answering questions, and even translating. MUM and Gemini are multimodal LLMs, which make it possible for you to interact with them through text, images, or other non-text content. All of this is to say that for your content to appear in the SGE results, you need to make sure LLM models understand what you're saying in that content and what your website is about as a whole. My task for you is to actually check that multiple LLMs understand your content. Add your content to an LLM like Gemini or a tool like Team AI that gives you access to multiple models. And ask these tools to summarize your key points. You can also see what SGE recognizes from your content. If the LLM isn't exactly picking up what you're putting down, you'll want to revisit your content and make it easier to understand, maybe by simplifying your points, adjusting your page structure, or using less complex language. If it's entirely misunderstanding what your business does, you'll want to establish your expertise and authority through things like expert citations, trustworthy backlinks, or even online reviews. Maybe even adjust the language you use to talk about your business on your website. Next up, a not so surprising ranking factor, Google's core ranking systems. So basically, following traditional SEO best practices. Now at its core, Google prioritizes content that's trustworthy and that adds value to people's lives. Core ranking systems encompasses more than a dozen individual ranking systems, but the research from SEO.com points to 4 that you may want to prioritize. There's the helpful content system, which encourages you to create original content that solves people's problems and not just put out a bunch of thin trash content in order to game the system. This content should not just be helpful, but it should also be unique, easy to read, and optimized for good user experience. Then we have link analysis systems, which are closely tied to the links pointing to your website from other pages. You'll want to focus on earning links to your website from other websites that are trustworthy and have content that's relevant to you. When other relevant sites point to yours, Google then has a better understanding of your website, helping you rank for more relevant queries. On the trust side of things, when reliable websites point to yours, it's like a vote of confidence telling Google that you're also reliable. Why would a trustworthy person refer someone to an untrustworthy person? Next is the reviews system, which is not about customer reviews you see in your business profile. It deals with content you create that recommends or analyzes different products, services, businesses, and other things like that. Google wants your reviews to come from people who know what they're talking about. So if you have a piece of content comparing different types of smartphones, the person writing that article should have a deeper understanding of smartphone technology than the average person. Now, you don't need to be a professor of smartphoneology to write a review, but you should generally know what you're talking about when you're making a recommendation. The review system makes it extra important for you to establish the credibility of your business and the people who create content on your website. Display your certifications and years of experience prominently. Include author bios with every piece of content you publish to showcase your team's knowledge and authority in your field. Include expert quotes in your content to highlight the people who have the most relevant experience to whatever you're talking about. Do all of these, or maybe things I didn't mention, to bulk up your credibility, whatever you can think of. Last of the core ranking system are spam detection systems. This is an easy one. Don't be spammy. But for real, don't buy links, don't shove keywords everywhere you can, don't hide things on your website. If you're doing something that feels wrong, it probably is. Another SGE ranking factor: search intent. This overlaps with the overall core ranking systems factor because it's generally an important part of SEO, whether it's AI powered or not. Put simply, your content should address people's informational needs. You can start with a central topic of interest and build more content around that topic based on what people are searching for. Type a topic into the search bar and see what you get via SGE, and people also ask. Are there any gaps you can fill in when you're looking at SGE and people also ask results? An important part of search intent is understanding the correlation between people's searches and where they are in their journeys. You can analyze the sentiment of their searches to better understand what people want. Are the results from a specific search transactional, informational, navigational, like looking for a certain brand? Your content should be in line with the query type. A tool like SEMrush is capable of this analysis if you're really not sure where to start. You can also create longer form content that addresses what people are initially looking for and then provides them with even more information based on the research you've done into the user journey. So if someone starts on A and later searches for B and C, you can create a sort of mega guide that covers A, B, and C, and that will keep people on your website rather than losing them to someone else who has that information in their content. Next in the list of SGE ranking factors are databases. I know it sounds weird, but we do know that both Google Shopping Graph and Knowledge Graph, in addition to the gigantic search index, influence the SGE results. Shopping Graph contains billions of product listings, which helps SGE pull information about relevant products when someone types out a certain query. Knowledge Graph includes billions of data points about pretty much everything: people, places, and things. So if you sell products, it's imperative that you have a Google Merchant Center account if you want to appear in the Shopping Graph, and SGE of course. Your e-commerce hosting platform may integrate with Merchant Center already. Beyond just having an account, you should keep your product listings up to date so Google SGE can give people the most relevant details when they're searching, especially things like your product description, reviews, prices, and photos. Whether you sell products or not, try to snag a Google Knowledge panel so SGE knows all the facts about your business. If there's an unclaimed one that already exists for your company, claim it. There's a bit more work involved to create an entirely new one. Getting a knowledge panel may require creating a page on your website about your company, adding organization schema markup to your website, or even earning links from different trustworthy sources that talk about your business. Make sure all the information you put out there stays up to date. You don't want SGE telling people something that's no longer true. And this last ranking factor is especially important if your business creates your money or your life, known as YMYL content. Topics. If you're in the finance, health, or government sectors, this especially concerns you. The topics you cover play a role in how SGE pulls and displays information. So if you're writing information about decorating your house, that's not really going to have a massive impact on someone's well-being. Well, okay, not in the way that YMYL does. If you're writing content about treating a certain medical condition, what you say can actually be life or death. Investing, there's potential for someone to lose all their money. Google is extra careful with YMYL topics since bad information can cause significant harm to a person. And it's no different here with SGE. Quality is key. Google wants to know that the SGE responses come from reliable sources, and it may even add a disclaimer to consult with a professional in XYZ field since not everything you find on the internet is true. So how do you establish your authority, especially in a YMYL context? To sound authoritative, write confidently with a commanding sort of tone. Don't say you believe something to be true. Say it is. Use data to back up your claims and cite reliable sources when you're doing so. Don't just throw a statistic in an article and call it a day. Tell people how you came up with that number through your research, or if it's not from your business, tell them the source of the information. And make sure that source is reliable. If you optimize your website with all 5 of these ranking factors in mind, you'll greatly increase your chances of appearing in the AI-generated response. And all of this will help your more traditional SEO strategy since you'll be working to establish trust, address people's needs, and create a good user experience. And that's really what it's all about. If you want more information about SEO, all things digital marketing, check out our content on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and happy optimizing!